If you're in the market for a super affordable intake for your 2015 through 2017 V6 S550 at home that will really pop under the hood, well then the SR Performance Kit that we have here today might just be the one for you. Now the SR Polished intake will be the most affordable in the category by a pretty hefty margin, and will be a direct bolt-on, no tune required option can be had for just right around that $100 price point. So let's just cut right to the chase, guys, and call this thing what it is, and that is a very budget-friendly or entry-level intake. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, therefore, it's certainly not gonna have some of the more elaborate features of your more expensive kits, maybe like a fancy sealed airbox or a roto-molded plastic intake tube with brand names stamped all over it. Instead, the SR kit is as bare bones as it gets. But even with that being said, it's still gonna come with everything needed and everything that most other kits in the category will deliver. Now, this is one of only a handful of options currently available in the category with that polished finish. One of the others is from K&N, which is their Series 69, and that system, by the way, is more than double the price of the SR option on the table today. So again, if you want the flash, you don't need a big brand name attached to it, well then the SR Performance is certainly an option that you might want to check out. But talking about what you are receiving here with the SR kit, obviously the biggie is going to be that polished aluminum intake tube. Listen, I'm OCD, I might shine this thing up a little bit more, but it does have a nice shine right out of the box. You're also receiving another staple in the intake category, of course, and that is a reusable high flow filter. It is washable, it is reusable, certainly gonna save you some dough in the long run compared to replacing that cheap paper element factory filter every 10,000 miles or so. Now you're also receiving all of your couplers, clamps, all that good stuff needed to get the system in place. And then finally, guys, you have your included heat shield here, which will help in blocking out some of the hot engine bay air from entering the filter itself. But ultimately, if you want a true cold air intake system, going with a sealed enclosure will be one of the only ways to really achieve that. But we know this is a budget option. We know that it can be used either with or without a tune, and then it's not currently CARB certified, at least at this time. What about some of your other benefits though with the SR kit in place? Well, obviously you're getting the aesthetics, right? You're popping the hood, you're seeing the flash of this system, certainly gonna jump out at you. But let's talk performance and other benefits. Now, a lot of owners have complimented the throttle response increase with this system in place. Certainly a noticeable increase in sound coming from the 3.7 under the hood under hard acceleration, thanks largely to that open element design. Kind of the give and take of that design. Yeah, you're not really getting the heat fighting benefits of a sealed enclosure, but what you are getting is a lot more noise. And that's one of the big reasons why owners consider an intake like that in the first place, in addition to the power benefits. Now, talking power here with this kit, listen, the realistic expectations I always tell owners, no matter what engine we're talking about, typically high single digit, low double digit gains without the use of a tune, and obviously that will depend on your car, the system you are replacing, the condition of the filter you are replacing. There's a lot of different variables out there, but at the end of the day, if you expect or maybe look forward to high single digits, low double digit gains without a tune, then you should be in good shape. But now we want to shift gears and get into the installation process. And guys, if you didn't know, intakes are basically, I would say, the gateway drug to wrenching on your own ride. Even if you're new to wrenching on your Mustang, this is always the best place to start because they're very easy, very straightforward to get installed. Site's gonna call this one pretty solid 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, maybe an hour at most to complete from start to finish. But now to give you a better idea of just how things will go down on your V6 at home, here's an AM customer to walk you through it. Check it out.
For this install, you will need some type of ratchet, various extensions, long, short, the supplied Allen key, a 13mm socket, a 10mm socket, a 5/16mm socket, and a 7mm socket.
Okay, so you first want to make sure that you have all your components that came with your kit. Next, you're going to run and remove your breather tubes and just move them out of the way. Next, with a 7mm ratchet, you're going to remove this hose clamp. Next, you're going to remove the 10mm bolt that holds down the airbox. And then you can remove the factory air box. It is going to be a marital slug. And then remove it off of the throttle body. So next step, you're going to assemble the two pieces of the heat shield using the supplied hardware. So take the bolt and the washer on the one side and thread it through. At this time, we're just going to hand tighten it. So we get it all in place. There are 6 bolts that go across the bottom of the heat shield. So using a 7mm ratchet on this side and the supplied Allen key on the other side, tighten down all the bolts. Next, you'll insert the velocity stack here as shown. You'll take the reducing coupling as well as the second 2 largest coupling. You'll insert that on the back side just like this. And you'll tighten this down using a 5/16. Next, you'll use the supplied heat shield and install it around the perimeter of the heat shield. And then from here, we'll just trim off the excess. Next, we'll take the L-shaped bracket and the bolt marked 8.8 as well as the large washer. This is going to be your largest bolt. We're going to find our threaded hole that is on our frame close to our fan here. We're going to insert it like this with the back of the L orientated out towards the driver's side. So next we're going to insert our complete heat shield. We're going to line everything up here. Your top bolt is going to go in here, and we'll just get it hand threaded for now using the supplied other 2 small bolts in the washers. And the
this one will connect down here to the L-shaped bracket. There's our 10mm ratchet to tighten. Next, we're going to install the reducer onto the throttle body. Make sure that's all the way flush against there. We're going to take one of our hose clamps. Insert that over, and then we're going to tighten it using 5/16 ratchet. Want that nice and tight, no movement. So we'll install the other one on the other end. I'm not going to tighten this one all the way yet, just tighten it to keep it on there as such. Next, we're going to install our filter onto our velocity stack utilizing the large hose clamp. I'm going to put it in about this orientation, make sure it's slipped on all the way, nice and stuck against there. And again, our 5/16, we're going to tighten that hose clamp down. Once you get the intake tube nice and positioned in there, make sure it's good and tight and in the right spots, tighten down your hose clamps. Once again, these are going to be 5/16. Next, we're going to reinstall our breather tubes, and they should just snap right into play. Push them in and pull back on them, make sure they are secured in there properly. As such. From here, you're gonna turn on the car and let everything run.
So if you're looking for a very budget-friendly intake that will also pack plenty of flash, be sure to check out this option from SR Performance right here at AmericanMuscle.com.